And if you were to ask me if the car power bank is a good investment for your bike or for your car, I would say yes, because during that time, like right now, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And this morning when I want to drive my NFR Forte, I couldn't fire up the engine. I think the battery is drained, but it's not completely flat, and the only thing that I could do was to unlock the car, turn on the ignition with the light on the dash, but there's no cranking power at all from the starter motor. So right now I'm heading to my uncle's place to pick up the car power bank. And last few months my dad's car, he also has the same issues. His battery was not totally flat. There's still lights on the dash, but the starter motor just can't, spin, as the battery is pretty weak. So the car power bank was also used to assist the battery to crank up the starter motor. He had borrowed a car power bank from my uncle too, so I'm sure the car power bank will work by assisting the battery to crank up the engine. And every time when I enter this residential estate, I feel really bad because I'm riding a noisy bike, and especially during midnight when all the residents are sleeping, I might wake them up. But now it's still early, so I think it's still okay. So I'll be picking up the car power bank from my uncle, and then tomorrow I will try to fire up my engine and then drive my NFR Forte to the workshop to replace a new battery. Alright guys, so I've picked up this car power bank from my uncle. It's pretty small, just like the size of a phone. And hopefully tomorrow it will work and I'm able to start up my car. And that's a very nice Toyota Altis. Yeah, just now I was talking about riding, in the service road of the neighborhood area. I just feel really bad, especially during midnight, as I might wake those neighbors up. And I'm not really sure what happened to my battery, and I guess my battery is almost due for a new replacement, because I had the battery for about 4 years now, and usually a battery can only last you for about 2 years or 3 years. So I've been using the current battery for about 4 years plus. And one of the symptoms before I couldn't start up my car is last few weeks the cranking power is really weak, and I've noticed that. So hopefully the car power bank can assist the battery to fire up my engine. Good morning guys, today is the second day of the vlog. Yesterday when I wanted to drive my NFR FORTE, I couldn't crank up my engine. I think my car battery is dead. The only thing that I could do is to unlock the car, turn on the ignition. But when I tried to turn the car key, there's nothing happened. My instrument cluster went black, all the lights were out, and there's no cranking sound from the starter motor. At the point of time, I had no idea what to do, so I have 4 options. First is to call for the on-site battery replacement service, and as you guys know, the on-site battery replacement service is very costly. It could cost me almost $200 to replace my battery, so I've dropped the idea. Second is to ride my R6 to the workshop, purchase a new battery and replace it on my own, but I don't have a big bag to fit such a big battery into the bag, so I've also dropped the idea. Third is to call my friend for help, get him to drive his car here to jumpstart my car. But nowadays, not many people would have a jump start cable in their car because it's very bulky to store one in the car boot. So I've also dropped the idea. And lastly, fourth is to call for a tow truck to tow my car to the workshop to replace the battery. Since I knew my uncle, he has a car power bank which will work by assisting the car battery to crank up the engine. So last night I called him up, I went to his place to pick up this car power bank, and hopefully it will work. So my purpose of this car power bank is to crank up the engine, fire up the engine, drive the car to the workshop and replace the battery. So since now the battery has no power at all, I'm going to plug this car power bank onto the battery and try to crank up the engine. Alright guys, so I have plugged in the car power bank onto my battery, and before I crank up the engine, I will need to make sure my radio system, my air conditioning system, my in-car camera system is off. To reduce the load, let me turn it off. So this will reduce the power load from the battery and also the power bank. Yup, it's all good now. Alright guys, so I have successfully fired up my engine. So just before I hit the road, I will let the engine to idle for a while to allow the alternator to charge my battery, as I'm afraid that my car would stall on the road since there's no power left in the battery. Alright guys, so I've made it to admin garage and right now it's lunchtime and they are pretty busy with all the cars, so I couldn't get into the shop, and later they will be replacing my car battery right here. Here at admin garage, I found a very vintage Daihatsu coupon with the retro wheels, the white body, and the vintage bumper. Alright guys, I'm back from the workshop. So earlier when they are replacing the battery, I saw the date that was written on the old battery was August 2017. So which means I had the previous battery for about 4.5 years, and the previous battery that was being replaced by the previous owner was a premium battery, and the premium battery cost a lot more. The premium battery cost around $160 and the regular battery cost around $120. So just now I've spent $120 for the regular battery, so which means my battery will be good for another 2 years before my car is going to scrape. So one of the reasons why my battery died, first is because my battery is too old already, and second, the car was left seated in the parking lot for about 5 days without moving it. So my battery has died. During my last servicing at the workshop, those guys tested my battery and they have told me that my battery life left about 20% and I didn't hear the advice. And because of me being stubborn, I wanted to test the maximum life of my battery. In the end, my battery died on me, and also last few months I wanted to do a video about replacing the battery by myself, but in the end I'm too late and the battery died on me. And if you were to ask me if the car power bank is a good investment for your bike or for your car, I would say yes, because during that time, like right now, when you can't fire up your engine, at least you have a power bank to crank up your engine so that you can ride your bike or drive a car to the workshop to replace the battery. And I don't think it's very expensive to purchase one of these car power bank online. Probably it will cost you around $50 to $60 for a brand new one. It's small and light, so other than using this to crank up your engine, you can also use this to charge your phone. You can also use this to power up your portable fan. So I would say it's quite a essential product to have for your car or for your bike, and you guys might want to consider this. Alright guys, so that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. So once again, I would like to thank Admin Garage helping me out to replace my battery. And also do remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, ride safe, drive safe, and bye.